Hello, today I'm going to be walking you through how to make a first level human fighter. So first what you do is you open up your character sheet. I'm using this one from rpgcrossings.com. I'll just full screen that for you. And because it automatically fills in certain items, so you don't have to calculate them yourself. So what you do first is you put in your character's name, which I'll just put something random. My name is Katie. Campaign, I'm going to just say this is for the video. Current XP is 0 because we are level 1. Class, as I said before, will be fighter. Race is human. Alignment, I'm going to go lawful. Neutral. Deity, that's dependent on your dungeon master, so you'd have to talk to them about that. I'll go into that in further detail in another video. So I'm level 1. Humans are medium size. I'm just going to pick a random age, 25. Gender, male. Height, 6 foot. Weight, 200. There we go. Now for ability scores, which is your strength, your dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma, there's a lot of different methods. The one I'm going to be using today is a point buy system. So essentially you get a set number of points set by your dungeon master. I just picked 25. And you add these up so that it equals 25 in the calculator. It's like 1 point costs something, but if you're over a certain point, it costs more. So it's better just use the calculator and know you're doing it right. So I know it's important for a fighter to have good strength, dexterity, and constitution. So I've made those higher. Intelligence, wisdom, and charisma aren't as important for a fighter, so I've made them less, so that it equals 25. Then what you do is you put them into here, and it automatically brings up the modifier. 10 is 0, 12 is 1, 14 is 2, 16 is 3, and 18 is 4, and so on. So 8, which is the default, would be -1, and so on. Alright, so now I am going to go to the Player's Handbook, which I have here in another tab, and look at what I get for being human in this game. So each race has a different set of skills, set of special abilities. Humans are the most generic. You just get a feat and some extra skill points. So here's where it will tell you all that information, such as that you're medium size, your land speed is 30 feet. That's mostly based on your height. So like if you're a gnome, something that's a small size character, you'd move slower. You get an extra feat at first level, and you get 4 extra skill points at first level. Language, common. Alright, excellent. Okay, so now that I know that, and it doesn't really change a lot of things because I'm going to be adding that feat and the skill points later, I will go to fighter. Alright, so here are my information about a fighter. You can see about the ability scores, how strength is important, and etc. So I see here my hit dice is 10, which means I get 10 hit points plus 2 for my constitution at first level. So that would be 12. At the next level, I would roll a d10, and I would add that plus my constitution level, so 2, to this score. So it would be really bad if you rolled a 1, because then you would only get 3 more hit points at level 2, and so on. Sorry, let me open this up. Next, I'm going to do my skills. So I get 2 plus intelligence modifier times 4, which is, for me, 8. Because it's 2 times 4, plus the 4 from being a human, which will be 12. So these are my class skills, this list here. And what a class skill means that to get a +1 in it costs 1 point. If it's not a class skill, it costs 2 points. And I only have 12 points, so I'm going to put it in things that I have skills in. So I have class skills in. So I go through here, I see, okay, I have climb, craft, handle animal, intimidate, jump, ride, swim. And then what I do is I put in the rank some points to give myself a better modifier. So I'm going to give it 2 in climb. It doesn't really matter where you put the points, especially at the beginning, because you're not sure what kind of stuff you're going to be doing. So if you realize you're doing a lot of swimming, then it would probably be a good idea to put some skills in that. But if you're like in a campaign in the desert, that's not going to be as useful for you. So it just sort of depends on what you're doing, which your DM decides. Alright, once you've done your skills, you go over to this table. Each class will have a table similar to this, where they'll tell you your base attack bonus and your saves, your fortitude, reflex, and will save. So you can take these values and put them into these charts here. So fortitude is 2. And will and reflex is 0 at first level. Plus, I get a bonus feat. So I get a bonus feat both from being human, a fighter, and then my feat for being first level, which is 3 feats. We'll get to that in a moment. And my base attack bonus is +1. Essentially, these numbers here are my strength plus this equals 3. So when I go to hit somebody, I add 3 to hit. Or when I go to shoot someone with a bow, I also add 3 to hit because my dexterity and strength are the same value. Yeah. Next, I'm going to do feats. So, like I said, I get a human feat. This is just how I like to organize them. Sorry, can't see my keyboard. Human first, and fighter. What's interesting about fighter feats is they have to be from a specific list. They can't just be any old feats. They have to be specially flagged for fighters. But the other ones, these two, can be anything that I have the prerequisites for. So feats, page 87. So first you look at this table and sort of pick what you like and what you have the proficiency for, prerequisite for. So for this, for instance, acrobatic, you don't have any prerequisites. So then you would just add this to your jump and tumble checks. I don't find that very useful myself, so I'm going to pick improved initiative. This one has no prerequisites and it's a +4 on initiative checks. Alright, jump cut. So I did improved initiative, power attack, and weapon focus. I picked power attack because it is a prerequisite for a bunch of fighter feats, and weapon focus as it was going to give me some bonuses on my weapon of choice. As far as weapons, you can see here, I have chosen a great sword, and I've filled out its stats. So you can see them here. Hang on, let me pull it up again. Sorry. Great sword here. So I'm a medium-sized creature, so it's 2d6 damage. The critical range is 19 to 20, and it is at 2 times damage, 8 pounds, and slashing. You can see I've put in here. As far as armor goes, I've put a chain shirt, which gives me a pretty good armor bonus without giving me too many penalties. Some armors will take away from your skills, because if you're wearing heavier armor, it's harder to jump and swim, etc. So chain shirt is a +4 to armor. Check penalty is only -2, so that'll automatically be calculated by this character sheet builder. I'm going to put that up as worn. It is light armor. Its speed doesn't reduce for me, so I'm still at 30. Spell failure is 20%, which meant if I was a wizard and wore this armor, there'd be a 20% chance of me failing a spell every time I performed one, which is not very good, but because I don't have any spells as a fighter, it's not a problem for me. And then I'm just going to make a note of how much it cost. Alright, so now I have my feats, I have my weapons, I have my hit points, I have my AC, and I have my feats. I don't have any spells, so I can turn this part off, and my languages are only common. The amount of gold and currency you have is dependent on your dungeon master, so you would have to talk with them about that. And also the other possessions, such as trail rations, rope, and such, are dependent on campaigns, so you would have to again talk to your dungeon master before picking those to know what may be useful, may not be useful, etc. Now when you're picking items to carry, make sure that you aren't going too heavy. So right now I only have 8 pounds. Oh wait, sorry. Forgot to add the weight from the chain shirt. I have 33 pounds. Because my strength is 14, I can carry up to 58 pounds without any penalties. So I'm in pretty good shape, but if I were to start carrying around lots of weapons, lots of armors, I would become over encumbered and not be able to, and I would have more penalties. To increase the carrying weight, you would have to increase your strength by leveling up, or by redoing this point by before you started playing your game. So yeah, that's essentially how to make a character. That's all the important bits. I would recommend using this website because it does calculate all the things for you so that it's more straightforward and more organized. For example, it just calculated my armor class. I didn't have to do anything. But I can walk you through how it got it. You start with 10. It adds 4 from my chain shirt and 2 from my dexterity. So that would be 16, which would mean when someone rolls the dice to hit me, they would add this number on their sheet. So, say they rolled a 10, they would get 13. It wouldn't hit me because I have a 16 armor class. And then it shows you here the touch and flat-footed AC. Those are dependent on for spells. A lot of them are ranged touch attacks or something like that, which would mean they would only have to roll 12. And flat-footed is if you're caught unawares for whatever reason, you take away your dexterity bonus. And that would be your flat-footed AC. And that's pretty much it. Action points, not important. My speed, as I said, it's 30. Armor type light, doesn't really matter here too much. Yeah, and these would be for when you're playing the game. Put your damages in and how many hit points you have left and such. Yeah, comment if you have any other questions or if there's any other characters you'd like me to see me make. And thank you for watching. Bye.